adjustment of repetitions. It has been postulated by the experts in the field when it is a constant training protocol is used over a period of weeks to months that the body begins to adapt, leading to reduced effectiveness. Autoregulatory progressive resistance exercise training prevents this adaptation because the repetitions are used to govern by the athlete's ability on what that given day and will change from set to set and week to week. Theoretically, the athlete could continue a typical 6-week training cycle and never repeat the same repetition and intensity scheme throughout the entire cycle. This also fits with the theoretical basis of undulating periodization, as workouts use a repetition maximum that would not only vary from week to week but within the workout. Undulating periodization has shown effectiveness at improving strength. For example, Ria et al. Found that by alternating the RM trained in each workout, strength was improved to a greater degree than by changing the RM every 4 weeks. Ria et al. Also reported that undulating periodization was more effective at improving endurance. The variation in repetitions from set to set and week to week allow APRE training to work like undulating periodization, which could explain its effectiveness. There were several limitations to the study. First, the study was not set up as a traditional pre-post design and therefore has a methodological limitation. However, the novel aspect of the study is the application of these training protocols on strength-trained NCAA Division I collegiate football players at a major Big 12 program. Because the football program was so structured in its off-season and preseason agendas, obtaining baseline measures of strength before the implementation of APRE and LP was not possible. We believe the findings, however, are intriguing and warrant future evaluations of the benefit of APRE in competitive athletes. Second, the generalizability of these findings is limited to strength-trained competitive athletes. However, the benefit of APRE would likely be most applicable to the trained population. Finally, there was no way to completely equalize the volume and intensity of training between APRE and LP, so it is possible that any differences could be contributed to differences in strength observed in the study. This is the first study to examine the effectiveness of APRE compared to LP in trained Division I collegiate football players. The data from our study suggests that the APRE protocol elicits greater strength gains than linear periodization programs in terms of the bench press strength, squat strength, and bench press endurance. It is reasonable to conclude from these data that additional strength performance other than bench press and squat would likely benefit from this type of training, although future studies are warranted. The practical applications. Because of the short duration of typical off-season and preseason programs, it is critical for strength coaches to achieve maximal gains